Hello, my name is Vanessa Munoz, and I will be lecturing on lysergic acid diethylamide, commonly referred to as LSD. Administration of LSD. This drug is commonly ingested orally. Many forms of LSD that we will discuss in the following slide include different types of oral ingestion methods. The point of threshold occurs approximately at 30 minutes, but the level of concentration is greatest at 90 minutes. The half-life of a drug, as we are aware of, refers to the time it takes for the concentration of the drug in the plasma, or the total amount in the body, to become reduced by 50%. Considering the amount of time it takes for the drug to reach the point of threshold, it is assumed that the half-life will also be a slow process. Concentrations gradually decline to very low levels between 7 to 12 hours before it is entirely dissipated from an individual's system. Forms of LSD. LSD generally comes in pill or tab form, but on rare occasions can also be found as eye drops. Small squares of blotting paper, often with cartoon designs on them, have grown in popularity to appeal to the younger generation. This is the most commonly used method. Common physical effects. This drug can affect both our sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system activates a fight or flight response, which produces effects such as dilated pupils and increased body temperature. A parasympathetic activation is indicated through physical symptoms such as profuse sweating, nausea, and loss of appetite. Common mental effects. There is not an expected response that will occur because each response varies on the individual. The most common mental effects associated with the consumption of LSD are freakouts. During a freakout, the individual will have an intense experience, such as delusions or visual hallucinations. There is a possibility of also having a non-psychotic effect. These symptoms deal with panic attacks and fears of losing control. This response is far less intense in comparison to a freakout. It is also common to experience flashbacks. This is known as a reoccurrence of an induced sensory experience in the absence of a drug. Now that we are a bit more knowledgeable on mental effects, here's an image I have included to simulate a visual hallucination. For this exercise, stare at the white circle in the middle of the spiral for a few seconds. Do not close or blink your eyes. You should be experiencing the spiral slightly turning and shifting. This is an example of a visual hallucination. In the upcoming slide, a visual animation of all the possible effects one can experience will be shown.
Pikachu? Pika, Pika, Pikachu.
Pika, Pika.
What's the matter, Pikachu? Meow, that's right. You okay, Pikachu?
Risk factors to consider. Once consumed, an all or nothing principle is applied because the effects cannot be stopped once it has begun. Persistent psychosis involves visual disturbances, disorganized thinking, paranoia, and mood disturbances. Essentially, all thoughts and emotions are so impaired that contact is entirely lost with reality. HPPD involves hallucinations and other visual disturbances that may affect your daily function. Possible chemicals can be added through manufacturing as well. High dosages can lead to severe LSD toxicity. If a high dose is consumed and is not treated immediately, there is a possibility of death. Interesting facts. LSD was deemed legal until 1967. In the 1960s, non-medical use of the drug was very popularized by many poets and musicians, like the Beatles. Use of LSD in the United Kingdom is significantly higher than other parts of the world. LSD is currently included in Schedule 1 of the Controlled Substance Act. As we are all aware of, a Schedule 1 drug is known as the most heavily criminalized category for drugs. LSD is still considered the best known and most researched psychedelic drug of today. After watching this lecture, I hope you were able to gain some knowledge of LSD. Thank you so much for watching.